Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is Anel. I'm doing this video to kind of tell people and show people ways that have helped me to quit smoking cold turkey. A little background on me. I'm a registered nurse. I work in mental health. I've been in mental health for about, I would say, 6 years. And I really enjoy it. I know a lot about medications and about depression, anxiety, psychosis, suicidal thoughts, grief, alcoholism, any types of addiction. I'm also a Christian, and part of what I'm going to tell you pulls into play with the rest of what I'm going to be sharing today. So if you're not a Christian, don't turn this off because let me tell you, I have some great information that I'm going to share. A little background on me. Since I was 18 years old, I'm 33 right now. Since I was 18, I was always a social smoker. I would smoke if we were out drinking with friends. I would smoke in the car sometimes. I would smoke if other friends smoked, but I never bought packs of cigarettes, nor was I really addicted to cigarettes. I was a social smoker. Well, I would say about 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I started picking up the habit to the point where I started buying packs all the time. For the last 4 years, I've been a half pack or more a day smoker. But the worst thing is that on top of that, I also picked up an electronic cigarette, which I use the highest amount of nicotine, 18 milligrams in my vape cigarette. Now, that is not good. If you go to like Google and look up the truth about vaping, it'll show you that vaping is not really FDA regulated, although some people say it is. There's still nicotine in it, so you still become addicted to what nicotine does to your body. And it can cause popcorn lung, and it could also cause many other bad respiratory issues. My friend, whose dad is a respiratory doctor, a pulmonologist, says that vaping is actually worse than cigarettes. So basically, a cigarette contains 7,000 or more chemicals, and vaping, people kind of fall back on it like a crutch, thinking, oh, I'm not smoking, I'm vaping, so it's not bad. It's more welcomed in the culture. It's better for you. Wrong. Quitting smoking is probably harder than quitting heroin. It is a very addictive drug. Here are some of the reasons. First of all, when you smoke, the chemicals in the cigarettes are produced for exactly the amount of dopamine to be released in your brain. Now, dopamine is a feel-good hormone. It's the hormone when you're in love, you feel it. When you're happy because your son graduated from college, those chemicals called dopamine are in your brain. Now, the reason why a lot of people with depression smoke is because the depression will relieve some of that, the smoking will relieve some of that depression and cause you to feel good, though temporarily. But here's the catch. The catch is, and many people don't know this, and I'm telling my clients and my patients, but the catch is when you smoke, you're messing with the chemicals in your brain. So if you take an antidepressant or an antipsychotic or a benzodiazepine for sleep or anything like that, you're actually making it ineffective. And people don't know that. So they go ahead and put dopamine in their brain and then take something that's supposed to increase the dopamine, but then decrease it. So they go through mood swings, irritability. It causes increased heart rate. It causes anxiety. And people don't know this. I mean, the drug industry has you whooped, has you whipped, and you are not going to lose grasp unless you have the willpower to quit cold turkey. So I quit. Today is December 23rd. I quit on December 19th. So that was 19th, 20, 21, 22. Today's my 5th day. Now, let me tell you something. It's not easy. The first thing you have to do is you have to break your routine. My must-have cigarettes, the times that I had them was in the morning with my espresso. I would smoke on my porch, and it was my relaxation time. Then I would smoke in the car on the way to work, and I'd smoke after every meal. I'd smoke at work. And when I wasn't outdoors and I was indoors, I had my vape with me 24/7, and I was constantly vaping. So the amount of nicotine that was in my body was probably the same as like a 3-pack-a-day smoker. And this was for 4 years. So what I did was I wrote down a list of why I would need to quit smoking. Okay. Being a Christian, first and foremost, I'm not trying to condemn anybody or judge anybody because that's not who I am. This is specifically just to help people. My number one thing for quitting smoking was that I didn't want to be a slave to anything anymore. I was a slave to having the electronic and filling it and changing the coils and buying cigarettes and wasting money and constantly having cigarettes on my mind before anything. As a Christian, we should treat our bodies as a temple of the Holy Spirit because the Holy Spirit lives inside of me and in all of you. And if we're the temple, how are we going to put poison that's killing our lungs, can cause us throat cancer, so many things into our body? That was my number one thing. So I literally wrote a list. My second thing was that I believe that God gives you the spirit of self-control and that I can do all things, not some things, but all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I said, wait a minute. I can do everything. That means I could quit this thing that I don't want anymore. I went cold turkey. I didn't do any nicotine gum, any nicotine patch, any lozenge, nothing, because I didn't want to keep putting nicotine in my system because I knew it would never stop unless I stopped it completely. Some of the other things that I want to share on what was on my list are that I want to be alive for my daughter. I want to lead by example for my daughter. She's 6 years old and she's picking up on stuff. She'd see me do the electronic at home and she'd ask me what that was. How am I going to be an example for her if I'm doing it myself? So I had to stop. Another thing is, I don't know if the secondhand smoke in the electronic in the house is hurting my daughter or my husband. My husband absolutely hates electronics. He thinks it smells awful. He thinks he's going to get popcorn lung, which is very likely. So that was another reason. Another reason being a nurse is knowing what can happen to your body when you smoke cigarettes, okay? First of all, my dad just had a stroke at 64 years old, okay? And he smoked his whole life. And he was healthy. He was thin. He played tennis every day. He never drank, but he smoked. So he had a stroke and he almost died. By the grace of God, he did not die. And this was a few days after Thanksgiving, so not too long ago. That was another motivation for me. Why am I going to follow in my dad's footsteps and get a stroke? COPD, emphysema. You guys hear of it, but you think it won't happen to me. But guess what? 1,200 people every day die from complications of cigarette smoke. You are literally inhaling formaldehyde and toxins and poison into your body. It is designed to kill. You can get throat cancer, mouth cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, bone cancer. All it takes is one puff of the chemical to alter one cell to give you cancer. Do you know how expensive, painful, and hard cancer is? yeah, it's not worth it. So make it your motivation. Pray to God for him to give you the strength, and use these tips. Use these tips that I'm going to give you that not only did I pick up from being a nurse, but I picked up from talking to people who have quit cold turkey, and that I've also picked up from people that have given me advice from the Arizona Arizona Smokers Helpline. So the Arizona Smoker Helpline basically will give you a coach. You can look up their number online. If you're a resident of Arizona, this is free to you. They will hook you up with a coach that will call you twice a week to help you through your cravings. Okay, and they will help you, even if you need to do nicotine gum or lozenges, whatever, for a little. I'm not condemning you. I'm telling you, go for it. Whatever works for you. I'm just telling you that I think the best way to go is cold turkey. So they will help you with that. They will send you patches, lozenges, whatever, for free. They'll also put you on medication. Two medications out there that are great are bupropion, which is Wellbutrin, because that puts dopamine in your brain. So your body already has enough dopamine, so it says, I don't really need cigarettes because I already feel good. So go to a doctor and get yourself on bupropion, which is Wellbutrin. Another good thing is to try Chantix. People think, oh, I'm going to try Chantix and it's going to make me suicidal. Let me tell you something. I've been suicidal and I've been depressed before. And I know that if I could get through that and be done with cigarettes, I'd rather be depressed and suicidal and use my coping skills to get through. That's the biggest thing. Coping skills. Something has to replace what you were doing this whole time. The habit. Don't go to places that tempt you. Don't drink caffeine in the morning. Try to drink it somewhere else. Put something in your car to make you know that you got to keep your car clean. You don't want it to smell like smoke. Think about your teeth. Look at my teeth, how white they are. They would have turned yellow if I would have kept on smoking. Think about the wrinkles that can happen in your face if you're a woman and how nasty your face looks. Okay? This is what I did to get through my cravings. I'm on day 5, and let me tell you, I've had shakes, anxiety attack, irritability, crap like that. But this is how I get through. First craving on day 1, I went for a walk. Releases endorphins, it went away. Second thing I did was, instead of going outside, when I took my coffee in the morning, I stayed upstairs and I started singing. Like, I'd put Pandora on and sing. I just started doing something else. Some other advice, and I'm done here because I only have 15 minutes. Chew cinnamon gum. So the cinnamon gum actually curbs cravings. Use a cinnamon stick. So the actual cinnamon, play with it around your mouth when you have cravings and blow in and blow out like you would a cigarette with the cinnamon stick. Because what you're doing is mimicking the behavior, calming yourself down by deep, deep breaths. So whenever you get a craving, do 20 deep cleansing breaths like this. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay? When a craving comes, talk to someone. Hold yourself accountable to people. Tell people, I quit smoking cold turkey. And you'll be like, oh my God, I have to do this because I've told people that I've done it. Break off the contacts that you have with people who smoke. Tell them, hey, I love you guys, but I can't hang around you because I'm at a very critical time. In 4 weeks, you will not even think about smoking. This is my 5th day, and I'm doing great. Because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I believe and pray with my heart that he will carry me through this and take me out of this and make me stronger than ever before. I pray to God that you guys get this. And if you need to hear anything more from me, let me know. Bye. Take care. And remember, cold turkey. You can do it. I've done it. I've known people who have done it. All things are possible. Focus, stay motivated, pray, believe, meditate, breathe, walk, do anything you got to do. Break the habit and live life. Thanks for listening.